Of the endless Leo Messi records, one of the most outstanding is his phenomenal 91 goals in a calendar year, a record that is unlikely to be broken in our lifetime. Today, Fanatico channel will recall the day when Leo scored the final 91st goal of 2012, as well as the way he did it and why the football year became one of the greatest in the 21st century. Grab some tea and snacks, so let's get started. It was Barcelona's last match in 2012. The almighty Leo Messi had already broken Gerd Müller's record for the most goals in a calendar year. The legendary German set it back in 1972, scoring 85 goals. Back then, no one could have imagined that in 40 years, an Argentinian magician would beat this achievement. Nevertheless, Leo entered the match against Valladolid on December 22, 2012, having already scored 90 goals. And everyone was waiting to see how much he could improve this number in the last game of the year. That game might have seemed insignificant to some, but it was special not only for Leo, but for the entire Barcelona football club. The fact is that 2 days before the game, the Catalans coach Tito Vilanova, who was fighting cancer, underwent surgery. It was important for the players to give their coach a Christmas present and support him in this battle. Vilanova would return to the bench in the spring of 2013, but would leave the club at the end of the season due to health reasons. A year later, he would die, losing to a fatal disease. This story did not have a happy ending, but the team definitely did everything they could for the coach. Barcelona players managed to give their coach a victory in that game against Valladolid, and Messi scored another goal, ending the year with the phenomenal 91 goals. Wow! Just looking at Barca's lineup evokes a surge of nostalgia. There were Victor Valdés, Javier Mascherano, Dani Alves, the current Catalan coach Xavi, Alexis Sanchez, and of course, Leo Messi himself. Also, Andres Iniesta and David Villa were subbed on in that game. Great times. Xavi opened the scoring, responding to a cross from Jordi Alba. An unusual goal for an amazing midfielder, you'll agree. But it was something he could do as well. Messi's goal was the second in the game, and just look at this masterpiece. An elegant backheel pass from Xavi, an opponent's nutmeg from Leo, and a perfect shot into the far bottom corner. This is how a true genius ends the most impressive year of his career. Bravo! In the end, Barcelona won the match 3-1. We gave that extra effort for Tito, Xavi said after the game. An interesting fact, in that 2012-13 season, the Catalans held the first place in La Liga from the first to the last round and won the league with exactly 1 point, beating Real Madrid by 15 points. Let's dive into the details of the Argentinians' phenomenal year. It's worth noting that Leo added 22 assists to his 91 goals in 72 matches. In other words, Messi had 1.57 goal contributions per game. To be honest, it's still hard to realize this to the fullest. Like this video if you think that no one will be able to break this record in the next 50 years or more. The goals were distributed as follows: 81 with his left foot, 7 with his right foot, and 3 with his head. Leo scored 79 times for Barcelona and another 12 times for the national team. These 91 goals include 14 goals from penalties and 7 goals from free kicks. Malaga and Bayer Leverkusen suffered the most from Messi, with the Argentinians scoring 6 goals against each. Andres Iniesta provided the most assists for Leo during the year, 8. In total, 31 teams suffered from the Argentinian, 24 clubs, and 7 national sides. It was the absolute peak that an athlete in his prime can show. To better understand the scale of Messi's achievements, keep the following information. In 2012, the Argentinian scored more goals than Arsenal, Milan, Manchester United, PSG, Chelsea, or Juventus. Yes, Leo alone scored more goals in a year than entire clubs. It's ironic that during this year of 2012, Leo won only the Copa del Rey in Spain. It sounds ridiculous, but it's actually the truth. In the 2011-2012 season, Pep Guardiola's Barca lost the league to Real Madrid and was eliminated from the Champions League by Chelsea. The next season, the Catalans won La Liga under Tito Vilanova, but they obviously did it in 2013. As for the Copa del Rey, Barcelona defeated Athletic Bilbao 3-0 in the final, and Leo, of course, scored a goal. I've said it a lot, it's nice to beat records, but the win for the team is what is important, and the points difference at the top. My goals are to win titles with the team. The Spanish League, Copa del Rey, or Champions League is more important than any personal records. Of course, Messi was very humble when he commented on his outstanding achievement. Although, speaking of trophies, we forgot to mention the most important one. In November 2012, Leo welcomed to this world his first child, a son named Thiago. Who knows, perhaps it was the anticipation of first fatherhood that made the Argentinian such an ultimate monster that year. After Leo set this record, no one could get anywhere near him. The closest were Robert Lewandowski and Cristiano Ronaldo, who scored 69 goals in 2021 and 2013 respectively. That is, they were 22 goals away from matching the record. As a result of 2012, Leo won his 4th Ballon d'Or. It should be reminded that at that time, it was his 4th in a row. Back then, Cristiano Ronaldo had only 1 Ballon d'Or. It's now that we know that Messi has already won 8 Ballon d'Ors, but at the time it was an achievement of historic scale. Before the Argentinian's 4th Ballon d'Or, no one in the history of football had won this award more than 3 times. In addition to Leo, Marco van Basten, Johan Cruyff, and Michel Platini had 3 Ballon d'Ors. It's not surprising that at only 25 years of age, Leo's 4th Ballon d'Or took him to the top of world football, and the fans and the press went crazy. Messi makes Ballon d'Or his own. This was the headline of El País. Messi, the best ever, Marca wrote. Messi 4, nobody like Leo, could be seen on the front page of Gazzetta dello Sport. Leo himself commented on his win as follows. To tell you the truth, this is quite unbelievable. The 4th award that I have had is just too great for words. Calm and humble, as always. As early as 11 years ago, Leo was already recognized as the GOAT of the game. And let's be honest, there was every reason for that. This only emphasizes the immense legacy that the Argentinian will leave behind in football. He was the best in history even when he hadn't achieved half of what he eventually accomplished in his career. There was one more Champions League win, victories in La Liga and Liga 1 ahead. The world did not yet know about the existence of the legendary MSN trio. Messi had not yet won the first trophy in history for Inter Miami. He still had 4 Ballon d'Ors waiting for him, and of course, the absolute pinnacle for a football player, World Cup victory happened 10 years later. Leo Messi's 2012 was an extremely cinematic year. It was like a small life that had everything. A phenomenal pentatrick against Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League, losing La Liga title, and an incredibly disappointing elimination from the Champions League to Chelsea, winning the Copa del Rey and losing the Spanish Super Cup, a record-breaking 91 goals and the birth of his first son, and the title of Football GOAT. What a year, what a player, what a story. Friends, write in the comments how old you were in 2012 and whether you remember how unstoppable Leo Messi was back in the days.